All right, now we're on video two. Video two, I'm going to start. I think I was on number 8. I can't remember. So I am going to, I'll tell you what, I'm not positive. I'm going to start at 7. I can't remember if I was on 7. And what the directions on 7 say is it says, create a G. All right, f of x equals 4x plus 1. It says create a G that translates f of x to the, let's see what it says, left. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to hide it. This is what that means. Create for me a G of x that takes the function f of x but translates it 2 to the left. Well, guys, 2 to the left is going to be a parentheses, and it's going to be x plus 2. So instead of having a regular function f, I'm now going to do x plus 2. So what technically happens is I'm going to put x plus 2 in for x. And therefore, it goes in the parentheses. This is how you move any function 2 to the left. It just so happens that it's linear and it's already like this. So g of x is going to be the function you have, but now you're going to put the x plus 2 in. Now, that is g of x transforming f by inserting an x plus 2. That's how you transform. Now, I could simplify that, but right now, I'm just showing you how to put it in there. I'm not asking you to simplify it. Now, from Algebra 1, I'll take this answer. From Algebra 1, that means g of x actually could be 4x plus 8 plus 1, which is 4x plus 9. G of x, that is actually the function that transforms that function. Not the parent function, but it transformed that function to the left. And if we wanted to prove it, we could do it. And I promise you, if I graphed it, it would do that. Now, let's go to number 8. All right, number 8 says f of x equals negative 4, absolute value x minus 2. All right, and now here's the deal. It says create a G that is a vertical shrink of f. Now, guys, honors or regular, this is more honors, but everybody has to know it eventually, because then by the time we take the chapter test, everybody's going to know it. But right now, this says g of x is a function that to vertical shrink f by, what it say, half by 1/2. That means g of x is 1/2 times f of x. That's what it means. I really didn't have to put the parentheses. It says multiply. That's how you vertically shrink. You multiply the whole function by 1/2. So that means g of x is going to be 1/2 times your function f of x, negative 4, absolute value x minus 2. So when I distribute that in, it was a vertical stretch by 4 reflected. But if you have 4, you now get g of x equals negative 2, absolute value of x minus 2, and that would be your new function. That is this function that's been vertically shrunk by half. If you vertically stretch by 4 and you half that shrink, you're now at 2. And that's what, all right? Now, that's what you'd be doing. Okay. Okay, now, let's go over number 9. If I read 9, it says let G be, here's the deal. At the bottom, it's got f of x equals x. And then it says create a G that is a translation 4 units down. It says 4 units down and horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/4. Now, I may have started this on the other one, but I'm glad I'm doing it again. I don't see anything else, but here's the deal. Watch what this is. I want a g of x that is a translate 4 units down. Well, if I'm going to do 4 units down from f of x, I'm going to go minus 4 on the outside. If I am going to horizontally shrink by 1/4, this is bonus for regular, but honors, you're going to have to do it. When I horizontally shrink by 1/4, it goes on the inside of this function, whatever the function is. It's horizontal, it's going to go on the inside, but I'm going to do, normally you'd multiply by it. But if I divide by 1/4, which is the inverse operation, I get 4/1 on the inside, which is just 4. That means g of x is equal to f of 4x minus 4. F of 4x minus 4. So, what does it mean? Well, it means I'm going to take my function f, I'm going to put 4x on the inside, and I'm going to subtract 4. So, I'm going to do a 4x on the inside, which is right there, and I'm going to subtract a 4 on the outside. All right, that is 4 units down, and that is a horizontal, it's going to be, your final answer is going to be this. It's going to be this up here. It's going to be substituting in 4x, which is a horizontal shrink of 1/4, which is the reciprocal of that, the inverse of multiplication and division. When you bring it, that's a horizontal shrink of 1/4. And then I'm going to go down by 4. That's it. Honors, you got to know that. My regular, that's bonus for you. All right? That's number 9. For right now, that's bonus until we cover a lot more. All right, so let's take number 10. You can read it yourself, but it says let G be blah, 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 blah. Okay? On number 10 is saying take f of x equals absolute value of x. That's what I'm doing. Then it says G is a reflection in x-axis. All right. Vertical stretch by 3. Vertical stretch by 3. Followed by, now that's important. Now that means after you've done all the other stuff, because that makes a difference. Followed by translation 4 down and 1 right. Now I may have done this a while ago, you may be seeing this again, but here it is. My G of x is going to be a vertical reflection of that. Right there. That's my vertical reflection. It's going to be a vertical stretch by 3. So it's going to be reflected in a vertical stretch by 3. Now the reason it said followed by is because if I multiplied that 3 and that 1 was already down here, and that 4 was already down here, I'd have to do it to both. Now I got to go 4 down. 4 down is just put it at the end. And the last thing is 1 to the right. So my final answer, that goes inside the parentheses, x minus 1 minus 4. Vertically reflected in the x-axis, vertical stretch, then right 1, down 4. That's honors, you better know it. We'll be doing that for you in 7th period, making sure you understand it. I'm going to post all this in a little bit. Once I finish and get it downloaded. Let's go number 11. All right. Now this, I like this one. All right. This goes back to some of that we did on homework. The total reimbursement in dollars for driving a company car M miles can be modeled. So this is a reimbursement. This is a reimbursement. You're getting your money back function. All right, so you're getting money back. Here's your function. A reimbursement function is f of x equals 0.45 m plus 5. Now this tells me m equals miles and f of x equals dollars. Because it said in dollars. So whatever, I shouldn't have f of x. That's wrong, guys. This should not be an x. All right, so anybody doing this function, that should be an m. You can't have this in here and an x out here. Your domains have to match. So make sure you understand. This is your reimbursement function. M is your miles, and F of M is how much money you get back if you drive for your business or whatever else. So let's see what it says. After a policy change, so now we're changing this reimbursement function. All right, after a policy change, $5 more are added on, and then the total reimbursement amount is multiplied by 1.25. Now look at what happens. It said, so I don't know what the new function is. I'm gonna put the new function as, I'm gonna do a function n for new function. The new function of m is going to do this. I believe it said it was going to take your whole f of m, and I believe it said it was going to add $5 more. So I'm gonna add $5 more, and then I believe it said they're gonna multiply the whole thing by 1.25. If I'm not mistaken, it says after the policy change, $5 more are added on, and then the total reimbursement amount is multiplied by 1.25. Describe how the transformation of the graph of F. What is the total reimbursement for a trip of 95 miles? I suggest everybody tries this. This would definitely be a bonus for regular, but here's the deal. It's going to be this. N of M equals 1.25 times. It's this function plus 5. So it's, now what was happening was, it was a vertical translation up 5 followed by a vertical stretch of 1.25. That's what happened. It was a vertical translation of 5, all right, followed by a multiplication of 1.25. So this is going to end up being 0.45 m plus 10. Now I distribute that, so my n of m, which I made up, that's my new one. I'm going to distribute this in. All right, so I'm going to take my calculator. Let me go get my calculator. I'm going to take my calculator and I'm going to do 1.25 times 0.45 equals, let me switch that to 0.5625. Now if I'm doing that right, now it's money, but I'm going to go ahead and put it as 0.5625. Now you're going to have to round to money anyway, so you probably could do 0.56, but I'm going to leave it like that. M plus, if I multiply 10, that's going to move it, so that'd be 12.5. All right, so if you did 1.25, that's 12.5. Now, it said what happens for 95, is that what it is? 95 miles. That means what is my new reimbursement for 95 miles? 0.5625 times 95 plus 12.5. So I'm going to go 0.5625 times 95 plus 12.5 equals. Now, that's going to give me, my new value at 95 miles is going to be 65.94. I'm going to round that up to dollars, so I'm saying that's 65.94. That's an excellent problem. I would love for everybody, now, we're going to do more of that before your chapter test, but on this test, that's only going to fall on honors. All right, good stuff. I like that one. I like that one. Okay, so let me see.